cool thing about it is that it's pretty interactive. Like if you're just standing there taking photos on your phone to post something on Instagram, you'll probably get a dancing woman coming and starting gyrating on your leg. Hey, it's Robert Morris from the Virginia-Pilot, and Paul's back again for another edition of things that you can do this weekend and beyond for some fun. As most of you know, it's Easter weekend. The first event is the marquee event of the weekend, and it has a connection to the holiday. It's a presentation of the 1925 silent film Ben-Hur: A Tale of the Christ. You might not have seen this film, but you've probably seen clips of it. There's this famous chariot race where all kinds of things went haywire. During the filming of this movie, people actually died during the chariot scenes. Horses died, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, they're going to show it at the Chrysler Hall at 8 p.m. Saturday. The cool thing isn't just that they're showing this film. The really cool thing is that there's going to be a live orchestra playing a new score to go with the film. And the score was composed and will be performed partly by Stuart Copeland, the drummer from the rock band The Police. Yeah, maybe you're not as excited about this as I am, but I think he's one of the greatest drummers of rock history. Awesome guy. So I think paired with this classic film, it's going to be something that you don't get very often. Hey, you guys might remember Whitney Houston saying that children are our future. Well, duh, of course they are. But there's a reason to celebrate kids this weekend, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, over at Mill Point Park in Hampton's the International Children's Festival. This is one of those events where kids are going to dress up in their heritage of, whatever heritage they celebrate, from, Nigeria to Laos to Canada, maybe even, which would be kind of fun because I like Canadians. Anyways, this is a free event. There's going to be music, there's going to be food, there's going to be games, there's going to be things to keep all the kids occupied. So if you just need to get out of the house, don't want to do something Easter related, this might be where you want to take your kids just to get some fresh air. Hopefully it's warmer than it has been the past couple of days because I'm cold again, but I'm kind of a wimp that way. Moving on, we've got more Easter celebration stuff. There's tons of Easter egg hunts all over Hampton Roads, so if you go to hamptonroads.com, check our calendar, you'll probably find one that's like within half a mile of you or so. But one that we know is certifiably decent is the one over at Hunt Club Farms in Virginia Beach. This thing is going to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. It's not free though. It costs some money for kids and adults, though the kids cost more than the adults, which is kind of weird. For the non-Easter people again, this is going to be the last weekend you can see Frankie and Johnny and the Claire de Lune over at the Wells Theater in downtown Norfolk. This, of course, is the Virginia Stage Company presentation of the play about a waitress and a fry cook who get together, try to have some love on one night. Is it going to happen? That's part of the play. We try to find out if they're a love connection or if they're going to go back and try to find someone else to be with. The thing of caution and also of intrigue for this performance is that there's nudity in this show, real nudity, not like suggested nudity. You're going to see some bits that you probably aren't going to normally see on stage. But that's okay. Mel Vincent, our film and theater critic here at the Pilot, saw it, and he said that the nudity is not that bad, actually. It kind of works into the play pretty well. He said that there is some not violent, but there is some language, though, that you might want to be aware of. And it's not so much like swearing a bunch of four-letter words, but it's very suggestive, sexual, frank talk. So that may be more offensive than actually seeing these bits. But hey, that's up to you. But anyways, that is going on. Let me check these times because it's all a bunch of them. 8 p.m. Friday, 4 and 8 p.m. Saturday, and 2 p.m. Sunday over at the Wells Theater. And then, of course, if you watch this all the time, which I hope you do, because we like consistent audiences, we end this with the movies opening this weekend. We've got 3 of them we want to showcase. The first of them is also Easter related, in a sense. It's called Heaven is for Real. It's based on a best-selling book about a child in Nebraska who nearly died during some kind of life-threatening experience, and said that he went to heaven, hung out with Jesus, saw his grandfather, saw his sister who died before childbirth, all kinds of stuff like that. Of course, people are like, oh, it's amazing, but I don't know if I believe him. I think that's what the whole movie's about. Mal Vincent said that it's actually a decent film. He gave it 3 stars. He likes it partially because it's providing a message that isn't beating people over the head with it, and also that it's a very, very nice showcase of like small-town Americana in the film industry, which we don't often get. Anyways, check that out if you need a little more movie connection to your Easter weekend. Again, if you don't want any religious thing to associate with this weekend, you can move over to Transcendence. This is the latest Johnny Depp film about a scientist who dies, but before he dies, they implant all of his emotions and memories, I'm assuming, into some computer program so he stays alive forever. Mel Vincent said this thing's kind of terrible. He gave it 1.5 stars, said there's a lot of mumbo-jumbo, doesn't really say anything. He also said it's kind of like Frankenstein, where Depp plays the monster and the doctor. So there you go. Though if you do like Depp, unsure about this movie, check out the Virginia-Pilot Saturday, where Mal has an interview with Johnny Depp, which is pretty interesting including some times where he's joking around about starring in a recent film he didn't actually appear in. It's funny, trust me. The last film I'm going to showcase is Bears. This is the latest film by Disney Nature. It's one of those documentary series things that Disney does so well. As you can imagine, this shows all kinds of bears in the wild doing their thing, cubs and adults, frolicking, eating, fighting, all that stuff. It's probably going to make you cry because these Disney documentaries usually do. And that's all we got here. If none of this tripped your trigger, go over to HamptonRoads.com, check our events calendar to see if anything floats your boat there. You can also pick up the latest issue of Pulse, where we have got all kinds of listings for you to do as well. Otherwise, come back next week and I will talk to you some more. Later.